narcissistic parents don't want their scapegoat children to thrive at anything. They don't want.
You're right, they don't. Either it's like this, like with my mom, I don't think she like, again, she just didn't have like very lovey-dovey or whatever, you know, like loving upbringing. Also, my grandma was an alcoholic, but she wasn't for years until she passed away. So like it wasn't, she had turned her life around, you know, but my mom still had to deal with that, and she had to deal with her cheating on her dad and all this stuff. Like she just saw a lot of stuff that she went through. Now I'm not saying that it to excuse the fact that she didn't really nurture my talents, I guess. I don't know. I did like to dance and sing, but she never like really, like, I wanted to be a ballet dancer or a tap dancer, and she just never found a way to get me into dance, you know, or anything like that. Then also, like, you know, when I was a teenager or whatever, and I was in a group home, and I made I think that, yeah, I made her some stuff. I think that's when I made her a wall hanging, and I think it was the same time that I made the painting. But she kept those. She still has those. But she never really said like, "Oh my God, you did such a great job," and like even kind of like before I went no contact, I was starting to, you know, I'm trying to get back into singing because like I've had so many years of like criticism about that, or like either people don't give a fuck or like criticism, and so like it's hard for me to get to it. I want to do it, but like like anyway, I was asked her how it sounded. She's like, it's not bad. Like, okay, what? And so like whenever somebody says they like my singing, I really don't believe them. I'm like, you're just saying that because you're trying to be nice. Like, I really don't believe you, because I've been my first husband, and then like my oldest daughter's dad, and just like my youngest daughter's dad. Like the first two that I mentioned, they just were like, you're singing off key, or you're not singing in the right blah blah blah. It's like, what do you guys know about it? Like, really? And then my youngest daughter's dad, we used to sing and play music together, but then after we were over, you know, he just was, I was under the impression that he liked my voice and thought I sounded good, but, you know, when you're also an addict, I guess, I don't know. He just seemed to like, you know, like sometimes you can, I'm not saying anything against addicts, okay? Not that at all, because it's a, you know, it's trauma. But with him, back then, he was just, you can be, like, your mind is altered, is what I'm saying. So, I don't know, like, maybe you just thought it sounded good because of that, or something. I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, he's bipolar, and he's on meds and in therapy for it. So that's why I'd be like, my kids, or my daughter is fine there. Like, I don't know. He hasn't tried any like we co-parent well. That's what I'm trying to say. Because after I took a year away from them because of all the smear campaign, and like I can't see his Facebook. I don't want to see it. I don't care. Say whatever you want, bro. Like, I do not care anymore. I used to, but I don't care. You know, most of the time I could pick up on it, stuff like that, but I don't pick up on really him saying anything. It's more my mom and stuff now, because she's so upset and so heartbroken, doesn't know what happened and what, you know how they do. But yeah, anyways, like, she just didn't support, like, she's just super nonchalant about everything. So that's also why I went on contact. I'm like, well, you gonna act like you don't give a fuck? I'm gonna show you what it really feels like. And now what? Now who's crying? Because now I really don't give a fuck. And you're over there crying about it because you're the one that wanted to pretend like you didn't give a fuck. But I really can actually not give a fuck over here. But also my my dad and ex-stepmother. See, my dad always said, I'm proud of you. So like, he would say that. But I never got to spend enough time with him, and he always just let my ex-stepmother do whatever. Like, of course I understand the trauma that he went through, and that now I do, and that his mom used to beat him every fucking day, and he was the scapegoat, and his freaking sister is the golden child. She got treated like a fucking princess, and yeah, she's... I don't talk to them, but all of her kids dealt with being addicts and everything because of all the trauma she, that's a whole ass mess. But anyways, yeah. So like my ex-stepmother, though, she was the one hard on me and like, well, you could be doing better. Like when I was a cross country runner, you should be getting first place. Can't you just be you guys don't even show up to my fucking shit. You don't even show up to my meets. You don't show up to nothing. But yet you expect me to get first place. And nothing's ever good enough. Wasn't good enough. Neither was my homework. Neither was my grades. And so I can relate to the original video, my friend's video. Because you can't win with the narcissist. You can't win with those fuckers. Like, they're going to find a way to make you not, chase after your dreams like that. You could be so talented, or like maybe need a little more practice or something, and just support and whatever. But they will freaking do the opposite and make sure you never want to do it again. And I still struggle with my singing. Although she did claim that I had a good voice. She loved my voice, but who knows if that's the fucking truth. Because they never came to my concerts either. And I never got any solos. Well, I think I was scared. But I also didn't get support really with my teacher. Like, my teacher was like a cliquey ass teacher. Like, my choir teacher, she just wanted to be everybody's best friend. Every student's best friend. And I'm just like, bitch, you're here for... So, like, she let one of the students be a teacher one day, and was like, and that stupid student, she didn't really like me, I guess. She was just like, she was told, the teacher was like, no, which person isn't singing or whatever, and they said it was me. I was singing, bitch. I tried to argue it, but, they don't want to listen. But all the popular kids got this... It was just, nothing's worse than a teacher like that, too, either. It's like, bro. And then one day, when the superintendent had to teach the choir, he did something different. Like, he had us, like, do the fa la la la, or whatever. Like like they're supposed to do, instead of sitting there talking and gossiping for the first fucking half hour of the class, or whatever it was. And then he noticed that my eyes move with the notes, and I didn't know that. And I was like, wow, and I never forgot that. See, that's the exact thing that students and, like, kids need to hear, so that they can be like, oh, wow, that's cool that I do that. That must mean something, like, I don't know if it... I don't know. I was about to say, I don't know if everybody's eyes do that. Like, he didn't seem like it, but, he made me feel better, like, feel seen, like, supported, like, oh, I'm actually doing something right, doing something cool. Yeah. It's like, nothing you ever do is good enough. Even if you're fucking talented as shit. I'm not saying I'm a talented singer, because it doesn't matter. We just need to do it anyways, but it's not easy, because after years and lifetime of narc abuse telling us we're terrible, it's so hard to get back into it. So that's why, like, with my paintings and stuff, it's really hard for me to get back into it, because nobody gives a fuck about it. I don't get seen. People don't really seem to care, and I'm like, this is all what I've dealt with my whole life, so, like, how just, yeah.